Welcome to the Eric Schleien podcast, where personal development platitudes can get the hell out. Completely devoted to ontology, breaking down distinctions of human consciousness as an access to enhancing performance. Here's your host, Eric Schleien.
Hi, you're listening to After Hours. I'm Eric Schleien.
And I'm Victoria Alexander.
And we have a cool show for you tonight. We have the Pornstar Bree Olson, who is on hold right now and will be on the air in
really excited about this. We've been wanting her to call in for so long.
And she's incredibly talented, and I think she's... Have
you seen any of her work?
I have seen some of her work.
I've done my research.
What's great about her is she's someone who... She's well-rounded in a sense.
She's so cute. She's adorable.
And she can talk intelligently too and make great films.
She really does.
Yeah. So she knows.
Every person I show her to is like, she's so cute.
Yeah. So instead of talking about her, since I'm not one to gossip, let's just put her on. All right. Hey, Bree.
Hey.
You're on WRUB.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God! Thank you for calling.
Of course.
My co-host Victoria loves you.
Yeah, you're so cute.
Goodness, I'm going to have to come into the studio sometime and see how cute you are.
Yeah, well, you'd be welcome anytime. We're in Buffalo.
Oh my, we would love to have you in. I don't know if you're close in the area, but whatever. Calling is enough. I'm happy you're calling in. How are you tonight?
Indiana, but I guess I'm only a few states away if you really think about it.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I'm in Indiana, but I guess it's only a few
you're in
states
Indiana?
away if you really think about it.
Oh,
yeah.
that's okay. We can Skype.
I love New York, though. Never been to Buffalo, but I get to New York City quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I lived in New York City. It's amazing.
What am I up to tonight? I am sitting on my couch, and I'm getting ready to watch my DVR'd South Park after I get off the phone with you guys.
I heard it's a new episode tonight.
It's episode, and everyone they've ever made fun of is going to be on there tonight. It's going to be awesome.
Oh my God.
Bree, when I was little, I was probably 9 or 10 years old is when I got into South Park. Like totally corrupted as a youth.
So you must be pretty young then.
I'm 22. I'm 22.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I
So
think you're your elder. Oh my goodness.
What's that?
I said I'm your elder.
There you go.
So when did you actually get into porn? At what age?
20.
20.
When
And
I turned 20.
I've always
23
wondered.
now.
I've always wondered how it starts. What do you get offered to be in a part, or what? I don't know.
I live in Indiana, so I'm away from it all. Everything's done in LA for the most part. And I was out here, and I was going to Purdue for pre-med, and I was a student full-time, and I was also doing a crappy cubicle office job, 40 hours a week, doing that full-time, and I was like, there just has to be something better than this. I'm just struggling to pay my bills, just struggling college student, regular story.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like checking it out online, and I'm like, it's something I always wanted to do. I grew up watching Howard Stern, and he'd have girls on there that wanted to be porn stars. And I was like, gosh, how do I get on Howard Stern? I want to be a porn star. I had no idea how to do it, and I just stumbled across this site one day, and it's called sexyjobs.com. They have
Sexyjobs.com?
Sexyjobs.com, yeah, and they have the phone sex operators on there, erotic dancers on there, all different types of things, anything to do with the adult industry they have. And I just typed in, I was like, I want to be a porn star, and posted my pictures. And within a few days, I got a call, and I remember I was sitting in my little stupid cubicle at work and like trying to study for a midterm at the same time, and I got this phone call. And it was this chick. She's, hey, she had her L.A. little voice going on. She's, come out to L.A., girl, and all this. And I'm like, okay, when? She's, come tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow? I'm like, I have school, I have work. I'm like, no way. And she's, you don't need any of that anymore. We'll get you a plane ticket, fly tomorrow.
Wow, they really wanted you.
I was like, okay. So I just dropped everything and left and went to L.A. and shot for a few weeks. And then I tried to keep on coming back and forth. And I would go out there on the weekends and then come back and go to school during the week. And then I got a lot more demand, and it was just much extensive travel to keep up with school at the same time. So then I dropped out of school, and I just started school back up recently, online school now, of course, since I still travel too much to go on campus.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's the story.
Because you sound like you're an intelligent woman. You can have a conversation. A lot of
Thank you.
people see porn stars as just girls who just get screwed all day and have nothing on their minds. But it's nice to know that you go to school and you actually have an interest in education.
That's the problem. I don't get screwed enough. And when I got into the industry, I figured that's all it was. I was like, I had this big misconception. Oh, yeah, I just get to have sex every day. This is going to be awesome. And at first that was the case because there's two different types of porn stars. There's the freelancers that work for all the different companies, and then there's contract stars. And all the girls that get into the industry, they want to be a contract because that means you only work for one company and you only shoot X amount of films a year. In my case, I shoot 10 movies a year. And so 10 movies a year, I'm having sex less now than I did before I got in the industry. Most of my work is going to the conventions, doing interviews like this, or doing magazine interviews, doing photo shoots, doing signings, going and dancing in different parts of the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you currently single?
Yeah.
So you say you have sex less now that you're a porn star. This may be a stupid question, but you have sex not just in your films, I'm hoping.
Right. No, not just in my films. I don't know.
What?
Has it like affected your relationships with guys?
No, not so much. Surprisingly, I don't have a problem with them wanting to be in a relationship with me. The problem is not the industry itself, it's the traveling. And it's like I'm gone so much, it's hard to carry any long-term relationship, no matter why a long-term relationship. That's what makes it hard. And having, okay, I'm here for a few weeks and then I'm going to be gone for 2 months kind of thing. It's just really difficult. Yeah, it wouldn't be fair to me or the other person.
No, not at
in
all.
a relationship right now.
Yeah, that's like any artist.
From doing so many scenes, do you still find ways to continue to be excited since you're having sex in all these different scenes all the time?
Yeah, spice it up. Change it around, something new.
Exactly.
I don't know if it gets old after a while.
I don't get it enough. It never gets old, and especially now, because the first year, like I said, I was freelance for the first year, and so I was working a lot for a lot of the different companies. But then after that, sometimes I'll be off for 2 months. I'll be home for a full 2 months, and then I go back to work, and I forgot, what I'm doing. I get all nervous all over. And
Really? You get nervous?
Yeah, I feel like I'm back on the first time on set again.
Oh, my God.
Like, I come home and I'm just normal back here. I got my normal friends, and we go out to the bar on the weekend or whatever, go to the bonfire.
So you're just like a regular person.
Whatever.
You're just living your life.
I'm just chilling. Like I said, after I get off the phone, I'm going to watch South Park and eat some
You seem really down to earth.
casserole that I'm cooking. And
that's awesome. Do you have a lot of people like coming up to you and saying, "Oh my God, you're Bree Olson"?
sometimes. More here in Fort Wayne than anything. Actually, yesterday, because I have on my license plate something that pretty much says who I am, because I was retarded and got it before I thought about it. And I had these guys like honking and saying, "Bree."
Oh my God. When I brought your name up to like college guys, they're like, "Bree Olson. Bree Olson!" Oh my God. And they're like, "Yo, man, she's freaking hot." They all love you.
Yeah, I mean, we even have a few college students in the studio with us right now. When I was telling a few friends of mine advertising for the show tonight, they're like, "Oh, Bree Olson, can we come down? Can we listen to her?" So I was like, "Absolutely."
Aww.
My sister's actually here with us also, and she actually wants me to ask you if you have any new and exciting methods to bring to basically introduce to girls or guys, or what do you think would be best for a girl to try in the bedroom? Give us some tips.
I am so traditional. I don't know. I'm such
Really? I've seen your porn, Brie.
We've seen your pornos, Brie.
I've seen it. You can't hide.
What? I don't really do. I have a really filthy mouth. I
Throat
talk
gagging?
very dirty, and I talk almost through an entire scene, and in my personal life too. I love talking dirty because it gets me excited too.
Absolutely.
But other than that, I do just the basic stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're not sticking like baseball bats up your vagina.
No,
That's disgusting.
No, I'm not.
I can't even.
Yeah, I don't really understand that, and I'm sure you've met women in the industry that do it. I mean, to each his own, but I guess in that sense you are pretty traditional.
Yeah, compared to,
I mean, girls that are doing that, do you think they actually enjoy doing that on a camera, or are they doing it for the money?
I don't know. When I was underage, before I could say, "Hey, Mom and Dad, will you take me down to the porno shop?" I had to put some pretty interesting things to use back in my day before I could go get toys.
Right.
So Maybe they are doing it for the pleasure. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
There's just some weird stuff out there.
Go ahead.
No, we were saying one of the reasons that I was telling my co-host Vicky, where we were thinking about bringing you on with my original tweet to you on Twitter, and the reason we decided to do that one night, completely out of the blue, was you've always been someone, I've read a few of your interviews, that you've always just been someone who, and clearly you're showing it on the air right now, to all the listeners out there, that you really are someone who has, like, you know, can speak openly about what you're up to and speak openly about sex. And one of the things that we're committed to, like on our show After Hours, is to be like an example for other people that they have nothing to hide by speaking openly about sex.
Like, it's okay to talk about it. Everyone's doing it is what I don't understand.
Exactly.
And people don't want to talk about it. I can't tell you how many people listen to our shows, and some nights I'll be like, call in. No one calls in. And we get a count of how many listeners, so we know that people are listening. See, everyone's so afraid to talk about it. Were you, like, open to talk about it before you got into porn? You've always just been, like, a sexual person. You get, like, horny from anything. You rub your vagina against a table, and you're like, oh, my God, I need to go have sex. Were you always like that?
I've definitely always been more open sexually and talking about it and everything than compared to what we call civilians in the street. My military friends make fun of me for it. They're like, no, that's what the military calls people. I'm like, as porn people, we call them civilians too, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess compared to civilians, I guess I always was a bit on the naughtier side. But even now, and just all my girlfriends, it's so cool because they're all so open about it now when they're around me. And they're
that's good.
It makes me happy to see that they can talk about it, and we talk about it so freely, and they're so comfortable, and it's really neat.
That's good. Do they, like, I know that if my best friend was a porn star and I was dating a guy, as comfortable as I am in my relationship with the boyfriend, I would probably be a little concerned that my boyfriend was, like, into my best friend since she's a porn star. Has that affected any of your, like, friendship relationships at all?
I've been really fortunate in just meeting some really people, and I just have a very close-knit group of friends. And a lot of the friends are friends that I had before I got in the industry, and then some of the new friends that I've acquired, I've met through the friends that already existed. So, like, it's just this close group net, and so the girls that I do hang out with, they know me, and they know they can trust me. Obviously, my opinion is if you can't trust your man, then you shouldn't be with him. So
yeah, exactly.
I think it's good if a girl has a hot friend around, because then you get to if you're how your friend would really be.
Absolutely.
You know, I always think it's better to put him in friend's temptation to see if he actually does it than to always keep him on his feet and never know the truth.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, and you're right about the trust thing. It's just sometimes girls get a little self-conscious if their best friend is a porn star.
Right.
It's not something you really can say, but
I'm not around in like stripper heels during the
all right,
day
so I what's your favorite position? Like, what's the best way? If you said to a guy, oh my God, this is how I want it right now, I know this is the fastest way to get me off, what do you tell him?
My favorite position right now, and it's something I just started doing a few months ago, is I just lay, and I don't do it in the movies because it's not appealing to camera angles.
Take notes, Vicky.
I'm taking notes in the office, in the studio.
But just I like to lay flat on my stomach and have the guy come up behind and on top of me.
So are your legs spread or are they together?
So hot.
My roommate
so hot. And I'm a butt person. And I've turned several boob guys into butt guys. They're like, I love this. I'm like, I know, it's great.
What, like in your butt or just like on top of you?
No, not in, I don't know what all I can say on the radio. In the usual place.
Oh, okay, yeah. You could say like pussy and all that.
You can say pussy.
You could say pussy.
Okay.
Just no C words and no S words, but you can say bitch.
Or F.
You can say bitch, though, anytime you want.
Oh, okay.
Do you like when guys call you bitch?
You know, it doesn't bother me. No.
Yeah. You said you're dirty.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
No.
that's the best.
Yeah,
I honestly, as a guy, one of the most frustrating things for me is when a girl's holding back, and you can tell. And you can tell they're just like scared of like being judged, or they're just holding back from what they're saying. Like they want to talk dirty. Like you can see it in their eyes, and then they just like
They hold back.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, tell me how much you effing love it right now.
No.
Yeah, the passion has to be there, and just the energy. Passion
Exactly.
And energy.
But I see you do a lot of. I watched a bunch of your videos, and you dress up a lot in them. So you said you do like role play, I guess. Why you get into like dirty talk through that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I love getting dressed up and stuff.
I've never done role play. I feel like I would just laugh and not take it seriously. I don't know how you take it seriously.
No, I love it. I love it. I do it in my
I could
personal
tell.
life all the time too. It's awesome.
It's quite obvious.
What did your parents think, like when they first heard that you were getting into porn?
You know, I tried to hide it from everyone as long as I possibly could because I come from the smallest city in Indiana, literally. Outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana, is a very small, doesn't even have a stoplight city called Woodburn.
Wow.
And I was like, man, if people find out about this, how small towns are, I'm like, this is just going to be crazy. And it ended up leaking because you can only hide it for so long, and I started getting so popular within the industry and started doing mainstream stuff too. There was no way to hide it anymore. So eventually when people started asking me, I just started having to tell them the truth. And I remember one day my mom called and she's, Rachel, your cousin called me, and he said he's seen some disturbing images of you on the internet. And I was like, Mom, I'll have to call you back. And I didn't answer her phone calls for about a month. And then I figured, okay, after I answer her phone calls, then maybe she just won't bring it up again. And that's what I did, and she didn't bring it up, and we have not talked about it since.
Oh, so you're just avoiding the entire conversation.
And except for when I was on the cover of Penthouse. She was like, I think I can have a copy. I'll keep it in the plastic. I just want to keep it in my drawer. I just think it's so pretty.
Aww.
So she really liked my cover. And it doesn't show any nudity or anything on the cover, but she was really proud of me for that, getting on the cover of that. And then I didn't realize that my dad knew, but I guess one time I was sending my little sister an email, and I accidentally had how you can put your signatures at the end, automatically shows at the end of each email, and I guess I had accidentally did the watermark thing where it says BrieOlson.com. And he was like, Rachel, it's okay if you email your sister. Just be sure not to put that thing at the end.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
My dad would kill me.
He had to.
Yeah,
But,
how young is your sister?
She's, do what?
How old is your sister?
Underage.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
But, so he said that, and I didn't realize that he had known, but he was cool about it or whatever. He's going to do it again.
Yeah,
so basically my parents are like, as long as you're happy and healthy, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Been fine, and same with my friends. They're very supportive, and everyone's really cool, and I haven't ran into any problems. I have been very lucky.
Yeah, speaking of health, does it ever concern you? I'm trying to put me in the shoes of a porn star. I guess the thing that would concern me is getting sexually transmitted disease. Does that ever concern you, and how do you guys test it?
I hope it concerns you.
We get tested monthly. Some of us get tested even more often than that, and plus we can request who we work with. A lot of the people that I've done scenes with, I've done 20 other scenes with the same guy. It's basically just like having on-set boyfriends almost. Like, oh, okay, I work with these 10 guys, and I just kind of going to be one of them that I'm working with, that I feel safe and secure with, and I know the only way that it's going to be possible for the industry to be contaminated are people going outside of the industry and having unprotected sex and then bringing it back in. And, of course, that does happen. Let's be realistic about it. But the last time there was an AIDS breakout, let's see, it was back in, I think it was between 99 and 2001, and the guy went and shot some unprotected sex scenes in Brazil. And he was doing, like, anal down there and everything. And, of course, I don't know if you guys know, but it's a lot easier to contract it anally because the anus is obviously not meant to be penetrated. And when it is, even though you can't see the blood, there's always blood vessels that are broken. And blood contact with anything is going to make you more prone for HIV. So he came back he contracted it to the other girls. He did.
Oh, my God.
And he gave it to, I think, 3 or 4 girls, and all 3 or 4 of those girls had gotten it.
You're under your like company thing, like your contract or whatever. I don't know who you work for, like workers, like prostitutes, porn stars.
Do what?
Like porn stars. This happened within like your company.
Has that happened within my company?
Yeah, I was just saying the girls who contracted it. Was it in
She's asking, are these the people that were
these
signed
people
with
that
you?
you work with?
I wasn't even in the industry back then. That was ways ago. It's out of all the scenes that we do, there's thousands and thousands of scenes that are done each year. And so for there to be 3 or 4 cases of it in the last 10 years out of all the thousands of scenes that we do a year is pretty good.
Yeah, those are good odds.
So pretty good numbers. But so no, I'm not too concerned with it. Like I said, there's certain guys that I work with, and I know them, pretty well. And we have this unsaid rule in the industry that when we are going to have sex with people outside the industry, that's either people we're in relationships with or people that we know. We're not just going out and sleeping with random people, or like us girls, for example, we're not having them ejaculate in us and everything.
I mean, on your Twitter, I've seen like a bunch of different posts about you openly talking about getting with like a bunch of your friends. Are those true? Is that actually, because I see some of them are like, oh, I ended up bringing whatever guys home, and are these people you work with, or are these just like friends and you just like casually want to have sex with them?
I have had instances where I've had sex with strangers, but always with a condom.
Right.
And any time that I've talked about a guy doing cream pies with or anything like that, it's been someone that I see on a very regular basis, and someone that I've known for a very long time.
Yeah, because you don't want, sleeping around is really dangerous.
Oh, no, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, 100%.
None of us want to get those 3 letters.
Oh my God! God forbid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep yourself clean.
When you were first, you said you flew out to LA, right? That was the first place they had you go?
Oh, actually, it's outside of San Diego called Marietta, California.
Just coming from a really small town, was it really overwhelming to be around like lots of people and maybe a busier city?
It was really interesting to see palm trees for the first time. Interesting to fly. I had never even flown in a plane before.
Wow.
I mean, you were talking about a girl that had never experienced anything. I had never even been on a family vacation. And I go from just leading this mediocre life to jumping on a plane and flying to California, the state that everyone talks about wanting to move to. And, yeah, it was a crazy experience. But then once I did go there, it was cool at first and soaking it all in, getting used to it. But then after going there for so many times, I'm like, God, I would never want to live here. This 405 is crap. I'm sitting in traffic for 3 hours to get 15 miles away from somewhere.
Oh, I heard it. I heard the traffic there is ridiculous.
No, it's crazy. I'm like, no one even speaks English at the drive-thrus. I'm like, I don't want to live here.
Oh, yeah, you're used to, like, Indiana, and it's not really, you don't have a lot of diversity in terms of culture.
No, which I don't mind. I don't mind, but I would like to go through a drive-thru and order a cheeseburger with ease.
Yeah, well, Cali has In-N-Out, though. In-N-Out is awesome. I don't know if you've ever been there.
In-N-Out,
No,
that's a West Coast thing. I
have a little place in my heart for In-N-Out.
Do you have to, like, you're filmed, obviously, naked, so you eat whatever you want, I guess? You just have one of those bodies where you don't have to work out?
Oh, girl, you know what?
You're in the gym 5 times a day.
In Indiana terms, I'm considered thin to what my friends would say I am. But when I go to L.A., I'm considered thick because I'm 130 pounds.
Isn't that ridiculous?
And when you sit me next to most girls there are 100 pounds.
Oh, my God.
It's gross, though. Like,
that 30-pound difference makes me look a lot bigger.
Yeah, but you know what?
You look
honestly,
good, though.
you look great. Like, you look
like
natural.
Healthy, natural, like very girl next door, like American Girl, which is different than some of the other porn stars. You're very sexy with like brunette and
the worst
tan.
is when girls feel like they have to try to fit some kind of standard and lose a ton of weight and you become like anorexic or like bulimic and be really unhealthy. And I just think it's awesome because like when you're doing porn, it's like you have a very natural look to you, and it's you look healthy, as Vicky said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good when I hear people say that.
No, you
No,
look
you're
amazing.
beautiful. You're absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my God, there's some porn stars that I would.
It's like gross. Like,
they are really
like,
nasty.
It's like tits that are like way too big for your figure.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's not like their bodies that are nasty, but their face. Like you have such a cute face, so it like works. It's rarely, I think, in the porn that I've seen that you find a porn star that's I'd say
really
like cute.
So much porn turns me off because of that. Is what you're saying. Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? Okay, okay, so obviously you guys have sex, you do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then the porn ends. So what do you guys like say? Oh, it was nice working with you again. I'll see you. Like, how does that end? I've always, Like, well, you want to go, you want to get something to eat, talk about it?
Well, like I know most of the people pretty well, and I've hung out with most of them, and we have industry parties and stuff, so I see them there. And, yeah, there's been times where we go hang out afterwards, but I'm not really big in hanging out with people in the industry. It's just I like to separate the two.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they live and breathe the industry.
That's good
all
that
they
you do that.
They only hang around the industry people. They do everything with industry people. I live here in Indiana, so
Yeah, you
I'm
clearly have a
fortunate to
life.
Come back and check into reality. You know,
Right.
but,
That's important.
yeah, I think so too, because like you guys said, that's a perfect example. If I were to stay out there and live there, I think eventually that the ideals of what is in those girls' heads out there of how they should look and everything, we're only human. That would soak into me. Like I said, I get a reality check when I come to Indiana. I'm like, you know, I'm not that bad. I'm fine the way that I am. And being 130 on the health book index chart is not considered overweight where I'm supposed to be, so I'm fine.
Well, dude, when me and Vicky both live pretty much in New York City, when you're in New York City next time, you should totally just chill with us. We'll go to a diner or something.
I know, I would love to.
All right, cool. After the show, shoot me over an email with your contact info, and I'll give it to Vicky as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that would
cool.
be awesome. I could talk to you forever.
Yeah, we just love talking about sex. We're also
I
like
could
super
talk to
open
you
with
forever.
it.
I would just like sit there across the table and be like, "Tell me more." Oh wait, okay. I do have to ask you if you can please give a play-by-play for all of our female listeners and everybody in the studio. What is your tips as a play-by-play on how to give great head?
I incorporate the hand, and some guys don't
Thank
like
you.
that, but I have
No,
found
it's
that
amazing.
most guys do. I'm very sloppy, and what I do to get it sloppy is I stick it in the back of my throat, so I gag myself a little bit, because when our gag reflexes, it naturally creates more like mucusy saliva in our mouth, which is very soft and feels very good on the guy. I use that, and then I use my hand to work it back and forth, and guys just wherever my hand is going, I just keep my mouth. If you were to make an O with your hand, your thumb and your forefingers touching together and put it up to your mouth, I just keep my hand right on my mouth the whole time and just move it up and down, and I go all the way up to the tip and keep my fingers all the way up at the tip and work it back down. And suck and go back and forth and repeat. Repeat 100 times.
So you're basically giving head and giving a hand job at the same time.
Yeah.
So that there's complete
Totally the way to do it.
contact. There's just constant contact and like lubrication, which
Exactly.
it is important because no one wants like a rug burn.
Right.
No one wants a rug burn.
Right. Or tooth marks.
Have you ever
Classic,
had
right?
a bad experience? Oh my God. Have you ever thrown up?
Being gagged too much from guys on my face, and I even warn them. I'm like, hey, my gag reflex is more sensitive some days than others, and I'll let them know. I'll be like, I'm going to throw up on you.
At least you warned them.
Those guys got a surprise, and I'm like, hey, I told you, but it's not a big deal, and we just have the little cleanup person come by with their little squeegee thing, and
I'm sure it's happened before, obviously.
Yeah. So, but as like anything nasty or nasty people or anything, no, I've been very fortunate and have not ran into that.
No one like took a crap on you?
No.
I don't know. There's some crazy porn out there. It is, yeah. So you stick to the basic, like, you still get dirty, but not
dirty.
feces.
Right.
Well, see, even if I wanted to, with the company that I'm with, Adam and Eve, they're very protective over anything that we do in our movies. They're considered what's couple-friendly movies, so they want to make sure that it appeals to both sexes. They also have to run their movies through 6 psychologists before they get approved. So there can't be any choking, slapping, red marks, anything like that.
So violence.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I did tell your manager that we'd have you on for 10 to 30 minutes, and it's been like 32. So I apologize for keeping you over.
She does porn for a living. She doesn't mind talking about it.
And I know you have your South Park to go to, which is very important, obviously.
Wow. I guess then before you go, could you just anything you want to say? Any last thoughts?
And any websites or any friends of yours that you'd like to plug on the air?
Just BrieOlson.com, and then people can check me out on Twitter, which is just my name, Bree Olson, and that is BreeOlson. Everyone always spells that wrong. So just check me out on Twitter, Bree Olson, and you can find out all my information on there. And I'm just always plugging away something.
You're awesome. You really
you
are.
rock. Totally, you rock.
Thank you so much for calling. Like, we really appreciate it. I've been hearing about this for 3 weeks, and I'm so glad that your manager got in contact with us.
Yeah. Twitter does amazing things. See, great for networking.
It really is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for having us on. Really,
Thank
it was a pleasure.
you. I'm going to take your tips, and everyone out there, listen up. You should go give your boyfriend great head. Or someone in your hall at school.
Absolutely.
Just use a condom.
Yep.
Hey, have a great night, Brie.
Yeah, enjoy
All right.
South Park. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, all right, bye.
Bye.
See ya.